This is Dark Forest, the final chapter by Mr. T-Bone39 and the Shantyboys. It's only 32.40 megabytes to download. Description says the Dark Forest series of forestry maps began its journey back in FS19. Series continued with Dark Forest the next chapter, that was on 22, and will conclude with Dark Forest the final chapter for FS25. Each Dark Forest installment is an easy forestry map for the beginner. Once you clear out an area of the forest, try making a farm for yourself and expand across the map. There's a sawmill production, a cooper production, 16 buyable lands and a warehouse. So let's go and check it out. And here we are. This is where you start off in all three modes, and this is the map. Obviously it is a forestry map, we know that, but it's a really nice forestry map. I like it. Hopefully you'll see that as we go round. There is a few points of interest, production, sell points, buy points scattered around the map, which we will go round. And we'll probably be going round, or we will be going round in a clockwise route like that. We're going to finish up at the starting farm or starting area, whatever you want to call it. We're currently down here at the store, like so. I am in new farmer mode, so in new farmer mode we do get all of this. That is two separate plots though, so the forestry plot with the farm area and this field here, field 1, that is one plot, 140 grand, like so. And if I click on up here, we've got farmland 2, which is just this separate field, 3,396, like so. Now the plots of land, they look huge, but they're not that expensive. Look at that, all that land, forestry, trees everywhere, 144 grand. This one, 221, 56 grand, 72, cheap as chips, 69 grand. And what I'll also like as well is you can buy the areas that the production, sell points, etc. are on, and they're not too bad either. And when you see, when we get to some of them, they've got huge open areas still around them, so you can always place down something else, another production, etc. like that, once you obviously own it. So that's pretty cool that they've done that. I like that, really nice. There is, if I get off of farmland it would be better, there is a bit of water sort of here and there. There's a river going down into this lake, and there's also like a lake feature there. I did fill up my water tank from this area here, so it will allow you to fill up your tanks for free, which is cool. So there we go, and we will go into this menu. We will scroll across. We don't start off with a chainsaw though, which is interesting, so you'll need to buy one of them if you want to, if you're doing a bit like that. In statistics, there is 25 collectibles on the map. I haven't spotted any yet as I go round. And if we scroll up, we don't own any productions, but we can buy them. There's only 3 at the moment on the map, and obviously, as you can imagine, they're all kind of wood orientated. So we've got the carpentry, we've got the cooper, and we've got a sawmill, like so. There will be contracts available on the map. If you come on here in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you don't own that plot of land with the farm, so you won't get field 1 and you won't get field 2. There will be contracts available on them. There was for me when I jumped on there in those 2 modes, but we have like deadwood, wood transport missions, which is cool. We do start off with a chicken pasture, which is up at the farm, which we'll see a bit later. There's our crop calendar, no custom crops or anything like that, and that is that. There is also no mods at all, so it's a complete sort of plug in and go thingy-majig. So they're kind of pushing you out there, just get on with it, clear an area, start your, I don't know, empire, whatever you want to call it. But slot counts, we will do them. If you come on here in new farmer mode, it is 940 slots, and we do start off with this equipment. Not a lot, but it will get you going. We do have a seeder, which is a nice seeder there. We've got a cultivator, we've got a corn header, we've got a sprayer, we've got the old international truck, we've got the Komatsu tree harvester, a front loader for Kubota, and there is your Kubota, which is an M8, which is a nice tractor. We've got a Massey Ferguson harvester even with its header, and we've got a trailer, and that is it, people. Now if you don't want any of that equipment, I did sell that off and I got the slot count down to 862, but you can drop it a bit further, because if you own the farm you can sell off everything there, and it went down to 849 and you get a complete blank canvas. You'll see that as we get up there, and it's a huge area. So there we go. Right, farm manager and start from scratch. If you come on here in that mode, you don't start off with anything. No equipment, no land. The buildings, sheds, chicken pasture, farmhouse is still there, but it will not show on the map until you buy this plot of land. So none of the triggers would be available. You can't open the sheds, etc. So you will need to buy that plot of land if you want to use it. And the slot count in those two modes is 861. There we go. So that is it, really. That's all I need to tell you. What I'm going to do, because we have a pickup up here, I am going to reset that to the store, which should now be down there. So you can already see your reset point's going to be here. It does do that a little bit when you first sort of turn. I haven't moved at all since loading into the map, but I have noticed that as soon as you do that first turn it's a bit jerky, but after that it's fine. I don't know why it does that, but it does. Anyway, we're down at the store. We do have the shop feature there. There is over that side, I think it is, the workshop. Yeah, you can just about see the icon. We are going to jump into the truck though. So like I say, obviously your reset point, or if you buy or lease anything, it's going to spawn down here. But huge areas in all the sort of places we're going to visit. Workshop trigger there for customization, repairing, etc. If we drive even round here, we've got the warehouse, like so. So this is where we can buy pallets of things like that. So you come here, if you're not aware of it, you can go there and you can, I will quickly show you, because some people are brand new to the game. You can buy pallets of pretty much everything really. Eggs, honey. It does work out quite expensive like that, and once you buy them they will appear in under here, which is cool. You just need to fish them out then. But we can also sell things here, so it is a sell point as well as a buy point, and your sell point is just around the side here, like so. So that's your warehouse. And back out the same way we came. And we're going to head left. And there's not a huge amount to talk about because the forestry maps are like that. It's no sort of disrespect to the map maker or anything like that, because this is a really cool forestry map. It's just, you know, there's a bit of a drive between each sort of point of interest, sell points, etc. And it's just forestry really, isn't it? Clearing it all. Right, we do have a fuel station just here, looking nice and rustic. I like that. That's cool. What I do love is the way the forest has been built up. I love all the sort of grass bits on the side, and then it goes into the forest ground. You've got all the bushes and shrubbery inside. It's really been done like, you know, how you'd expect to see a dense forest. Pretty cool. And I love this area as well. This is our sawmill, so you can drive up there. Now it does have this mill pond. I'm not sure whether you could tip off that side or crane off down into the water there. I don't know if you have to put the logs in the water or whether you can just pull up to here and you might be able to sell, but the icon trigger point is in the water there. I'm assuming you don't have to put them in the water. You'll probably get away with pulling up there with a trailer full of logs, and then your icon is just there to sell. I love the way they've placed all this junk around. It just looks It looks lived in, doesn't it? A proper rough old place. I like that. Right, so that's where you sell your wood. We do have a bit of a ramp going up the back here. Everything you produce is going to appear down in under there, like so. And then if you want to buy the sawmill, the sort of spanner wrench is just over here by this door. But obviously we can buy and manage your productions from the menus now, it's not a problem. But really nice area, nicely done. And I'll drive out of there. And we need to go down this way. Whoa, that's my fault. Bad driving. Kind of skidded out a bit then. Too excited. Right, carrying on down. Like I say, bit of a drive between places, so it's good that we have got the pickup. So it's just going to speed things up a little bit. When we get up to the main farm, hopefully I will remember, I will show you the 2 fields that we have in new farmer mode as well. Lots and lots of trees. You're going to make an absolute fortune on this map. Just clearing the area that you own in new farmer mode to make a bit of money, then you're going to be able to progress to buying more plots. Really nice big lake there to our left, like that. And then we come to this area, we've got a few things going on down here. So we do have the animal dealer just there. Again, love the fact that there's animals roaming around. You can see we've got a couple of piggies in there. If you follow my channel, you know that I love that. The animal dealer brings the area to life. We've got a sell point there. Now this bit here, I'm not quite sure what that's about. I don't know if it's meant to be sort of decoration for sort of animal area, things like that, but you can't do anything with it. You can't sell it, you can't get in there. You can squeeze through in there, but if you could get rid of that fence, you'd be able to use this as a bit of storage, couldn't you? Shed space, but you can't sell off any of that. So there we go. Down this side we do have some beehives there, and there's also a honey pallet spawn point there. Now even though you don't own the land, honey will spawn there. I did skip on a month and I did get the start of a pallet there, which is pretty cool. Now what I was talking about, there being a lot of space on some of these areas, so if you own this plot of land, you've got all this area out the back to place something else down, a production if you wanted to, which is cool, and a lot of the areas are like that. If we move on, again there's animals roaming around down this side, that is cool. We've got a place just here to buy manure, and then moving on around here we can buy slurry just there. Also like the way this has been done, just there, look, of all the sort of stalls, I guess, where the animals would be placed, maybe to be on view to be bought. Got a few cows in there as well. That's interesting, because when I did my whiz round just a moment ago, there was only 2 cows in there, and now we've got 5. That's pretty cool. I think there's a water buffalo at the end there actually. That's pretty cool. Right, we've got a lime station just here. We can buy lime and solid fertilizer from there, and that is that area done. So now we need to head on out this way. I am quite tempted to do a forestry let's play somewhere. I think it'd be quite interesting to just clear a mass amount of areas, get a farm build up. I did play Wilhelmina off camera in, I think it might have been 22 or was it 19. I quite enjoyed that. That was interesting. Right, bit of a trek again to the next point, and that is going to be another production. It's just appeared top left of the mini map, and we can just about see the building. And this is going to be the carpentry, or the carpenter, whichever you want to call. Huge, great building. Around the side here is where we can sell wood, or put your wood into your production. You can buy, manage it just there, and then your produce will appear there. Again, really huge open space. Look, we're placing extra things down. Look at all this room you've got at the back. Nice. It's quite good that they've done that. Could have been easy enough to just place down the building there and not have hardly any land around it, but it's got that there. Right, let's try not to crash again. One's bad enough on a map tour. I like the way the tracks wind around as well, as they're not all sort of straight. You're twisting and turning all the time, which probably isn't good for my driving, but so far so good, apart from the first bit. Right, here we go. There's our cooperage. Look, we'll just say Riverbend Springs on that sign. It's fine. Here we go. So unloading there. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if all produce appear there, but you can open these doors as well and go through. So I don't know if it appears there, or maybe it appears down in underneath this shelter. But that's your cooperage. And if we go out this way, we've got this nice big lake area. We're going to sort of go round that now to get to our last two bits. You've got all the sort of bulrushes there, look, on the outside edge, which is pretty cool. Now, if we were to turn the right just here, you can probably just about see that's the shop again. So that's where we started off. So we've kind of done a full loop round. But if we go up to this way, we've got the farmers market coming up. This is kind of going to be one of your main sell points really, and you've got 2 points where you can sell. If you're not familiar with it, you can sell your grains this side, tipping in there. And then if you've got any pallets of produce, you can sell them around this side, just there. That's your farmer's market. And then we're going into the farm, or the main area. And again, absolutely huge space. We've got the farmhouse. I'm going to get out and run around all this now. Farmhouse here with the sleep trigger on the front. There's a wardrobe function there. We've got a chicken pasture there. Feed in there like so. This will hold 31. And your eggs are going to spawn there. Got a massive tree harvester just there. A few bits of equipment. 2 huge sheds, which obviously we can go in because we do own them. But like I say, farm managers start from scratch. Because you don't own this plot of land, you won't be able to get in any of the sheds. None of the triggers will appear like so, so just something to note. Can turn the lights on and off, doesn't matter where you stood. We've got some pieces of equipment in there. I'll just show you this one because before I reset the pickup, it was actually in this end. It's just parked roughly there. But again, equipment, lights on and off. And then all we've got left is this silo over here, which is a base game one. It's not going to be a multi-fruit, but that is 75,000 litre capacity. So depending on whether you're going to have lots of fields or anything like that, you may want to up that. But huge amount of space here, and if I go up into landscaping mode, you'll see how big an area that is. So if you don't want any of these sheds and buildings, you can sell them off, and it really opens this up. You can even get rid of the chicken pasture, clear this whole area, build your own farm. Now if you were to take this track down here, it will take you to this field. That's field 1, which is the one that comes with that plot of land and the farm. This could be a little bit tricky. You might want to clear a few trees straight away to gain access to this second field, because there's a track there, but you don't really want to be driving through your crops to get to that one. So you might want to just clear a path a little bit better, or maybe landscaping, lose a bit of this field, whichever you wish to do, just to get in there. But that is your 2 fields that you start off with. And that's it. That is A Dark Forest, the final chapter, by Mr. T-Bone and the Shantyboys. Let me know your thoughts. I think it's quite a cool forestry map though. But if you have enjoyed the map tour, guys, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. That'd be awesome. And don't forget to smash the bell so you don't miss any future videos I post. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.